एक बार freely start. Hello dear students, good morning. Today we are going to recite this poem, Character of a Happy Life, composed by Henry Wotton. In this poem, Character of a Happy Life, Henry Wotton wants to know that what are the qualities and merits which a man should have in him to be happy in this world. Because in this world we have many difficulties. But what is the central, what is the main idea of being happy? So in this poem, Henry Wotton tells that what is the central idea of being happiness, achieving happiness, because this is very much important. So in the first stanza, we will understand that what is happiness. So in this poem, how, first line, as we go through the first line, how happy is he, born or taught, that served not another's will. In this poem, Henry Wotton wants to tell that the main thing to be happy is that we are not going to be slave of anybody else. If we are not slave of anybody else, we will be happy. How happy is he, born or taught, that serves not another's will. That one who is not in service of anybody else, who is not serving anybody, that one is happy. It is very important. Whose armor is his honest thought, and simple truth his utmost skill. Whose armor? You know armor? Armor is our protection. Whose armor is his honest thought. So our honest thought is our armor. We need no other protection in this world. Our armor is our honest thought. If our thought is honest, if our heart is pure, then automatically happiness will come in our feet. And simple truth is utmost skill. And the most important thing is this, that the skill of happy man, the skill of happy man is his simple truth. As you know, that lie has many shades, but truth has only one shade, that is pure shade. That is the simple way of telling truth, because truth is very simple. Lie is very different, but truth is very simple. And if you want to be happy, if anybody wants to be happy, he must deal in truth, and that is in a simple way.
Start.
In this poem, in the second stanza, let's read second stanza. Whose passion desires, not his masters are. It means the one who wants to be happy, his desires should not be his master. It means that we should be the master of our desires. Desires should not be our master, because as you know that the desires have many legs and they go through the world. So we have to control them. It is our duty to control our passions, our desires. And if desires are in our control, then we will be happy. This is the most important thing. Whose soul is still prepared for death. As you know, death is something which is, every man is afraid of death. The fear of death is in our mind, and that scratches our mind every time. So Henry Wotton tells that if you want to be happy, first of all you have to throw this fear of death out of your mind, because death is something which always haunts us. Whose soul is still prepared for death. We should be ready for death. And if we are ready for death, we will not be unhappy. We will be happy, because when there is no fear of death, we will be happy automatically. Untied unto the world by care. We should not be tied. You know tied? We should not be badhe hue. Tied unto the word by care. Care is the most, I think, and Henry Wotton also knows this thing, that care is the thing which makes people unhappy. Because every time we are surrounded by cares, different types of care. So we are always dealing with care. In this poem, in this line, untied unto the word by care, he tells that we should be carefree. If we are carefree, happiness will automatically come to us. We will not go in search of happiness. Happiness will search us. So we should not be tied by care with the world of public fame or private breath. It means that we should not have lust for fame. Fame is something everybody wants to be famous. But how? By dealing in bad things, by dealing in lies, not dealing in truth, away from truth. These are the things which will make us unhappy. We may become famous, but we will become happy. That is not the fact. So if you want to be famous, you may not be dealing in happiness. So first of all, what is most important for you? Happiness is more important, or you want to be famous? So if you want happiness, then you will have to avoid this thing. You will have to leave this thing, and then you will become happy. So Henry Wotton tells that if you want to be happy, then you must not deal in public fame or private breath. Private breath it means criticism. If somebody is criticizing you, if somebody who envies none. In the third stanza, Henry Wotton tells, who envies none. He is just telling the qualities of a happy man. So, who envies none that chance doth raise. Envies means having jealousy. Who envies none. Who has jealousy for nobody. And that chance doth raise. Chance doth raise, what does that mean? It means that if anybody is raised by chance or got lucky and got money and everything else only by chance, not by hard work, but only by chance. But the one who wants to be happy, he should not be jealous of him, because jealousy is something which eats our own blood. So it is not advised by Henry Wotton to be jealous of anybody who is raised by chance. By chance he has become famous, by chance he has become wealthy, by chance he has become something. So one should not be jealous of him. Nor vice, nor he is dealing in vice. Vice means burai. He should not deal in vice. Who never understood how deepest wounds are given by praise. One thing which is very much important according to Henry Wotton is this, that praise is something which gives the deepest wounds. Because by praising or flattery, you can mold anybody's heart. You can mold his direction. So he knows that praise can mold everything, and by flattery, anything can be done. So how deepest wounds are given by praise, he knows this thing. So he is not affected by praise. Not rules of state, but rules of good. Not rules of state. The one who is happy and one who wants to be happy, he deals in his own rules. He has his own rules, not the rules of state. May government allows him or not, but he is dealing in good, because his own rules are his own rules he is following. His rule is not to be envy of anybody, not to deal in vice, not to be passionate. His rules are made by himself, and he is following those rules because he wants to be happy. He doesn't want to deal in rules of state. He wants to follow his own rules, which are simple truth, which is very much important for him. That is his. So now we have recited the poem, the 3 stanzas of the poem. Now let's recite again. How happy is he born or taught, that serveth not another's will. Henry Wotton tells that the man who wants to be happy, he should not be in service of anybody. He should deal in his own will. His own will should be his master. He should not be the slave of anybody else. Whose armor is his honest thought. His armor, his protection is his honest thought. Nothing else can protect outside. But the main thing, our protection is our honest thought. Our pure heart is our protection. And simple truth, his utmost skill. And what is our skill? Our skill is our way of dealing in truth. That is very important. So, first stanza is very much clear to you. Now, we will go through second stanza. Whose passions not his masters are. Whose desires are not his masters. The one who wants to be happy, his passions, his desires should not be his master, but he should be the master of his desires. Whose soul is still prepared for death. And that person who wants to be happy should not have the fear of death. He should not be afraid of death. Because death is something which is, everybody is afraid of death. But the one who wants to be happy, he should not be afraid of death. Untied unto the word by care, of public fame and private breath. He should not be tied by worldly things. He should not be tied by luxurious things, by care of anything. He should not care for anything. He should be a carefree man. Then he will be happy. And of public fame, he should not have desire for fame, desire to become wealthy, desire to become something else. Or private breath. He should not be moved by the criticism. If somebody criticizes him, let him criticize. This is the way he should think. Who envies none that chance doth. No. So second stanza is complete. You have gone through second stanza. Now the third stanza. Who envies none. Envies means jealousy. Who has jealousy for none, for nobody, and thus chance doth raise. Whose chance has given promotion. It means that by chance he has become wealthy or famous. Nor vice. nor he is dealing in vice, who never understood how deepest wounds are given by praise. Praise gives the deepest wounds. He knows this. The man who wants to be happy knows that the deepest wounds are given by praise. So wounds means how. So he is not dealing. He is not giving any attention towards the persons who are flattering him. So one should not deal in flattery. Not rules of state but rules of good. One should follow the rules of not of state but the rules of good. Rules of good means that what are the rules which are good for him. So in this stanza, Henry Wotton tells, who hath his life from rumors freed? One who wants to be happy, his life should be free from rumors. Afwah. His life should not be deal in false rumors. Rumors are spreading about you and telling wrong things about you. If you want to deal in happiness, you must not give any attention towards them. Whose conscience is his strong retreat. His conscience, his inner self. Conscience means inner self. Is his strong retreat. His conscience is his inner self is a strong shelter. Retreat means shelter. The place where you can rest. The one who wants to be happy, he doesn't look outside the world for outside in the world for his criticism or for his wrong things. He looks in himself. He looks inside himself, and then he comes to know what are the wrong things he is doing. So his conscience is his strong retreat. His conscience is his own shelter, whose state can neither flatterers feel. The person who wants to be happy, he should not be affected by the flatterers, because flattery is something which gives much pain. So the one who wants to be happy, his state should not be filled by flatterers. He should not be affected by flattery anymore. Flattery means chaplusi, false praise. So he should not be affected by the false praise. Nor ruin make oppressors great. His ruin, his destruction, if anything goes wrong in his life, make oppressors great. Oppressors means those persons who are always criticizing and who are always dealing in cruel activities. So oppressors great. Oppressors should not feel great or should not become great seeing the ruin of a happy man. It means that if we are happy, if you want to be happy, you should not make your oppressors, your opponents great by feeling them, by feeling yourself very unhappy. If you feel unhappy, the persons who are in your opposition, they will feel great. So the happy person is not affected by the destruction. He is not so much affected by the destruction that his oppressors, his opposite persons feel great in themselves. So this is in this stanza, Henry Wotton tells, who God doth early and late pray, more of his grace than gifts to lend. One who wants to be happy, he must pray God. He prays God. Late and early means that anytime, whenever he gets time. Who God doth late and early pray. One who prays God, that is very much important, that he must pray God. Late or early means whenever he gets time, he prays God. More of his grace than gifts to lend. But the most important thing is this, that we should pray God not for the gifts which God is going to give us, but for his grace. Grace means blessings. For the blessing of God we should pray God, not for the gifts which God is going to give us. Sometimes, as you know, and all of us do this thing, that whenever we go temple, we just pray for God just because of the gifts, that God, please make us wealthy, please make us rich, please make us famous. Whatever gifts God is going to lend, for them we should not pray God. We should pray God only for his blessings. And if we pray God for his blessings only, blessing will come and success will come with that. So the main thing is this, that if you want to be happy, if you want to deal in happiness, you should pray God, but not for his gifts to lend, but for the grace. And entertains the harmless day with a religious book or friend. The one who wants to be happy, he is not dealing in lies, not dealing in vice, but he entertains, he lives a harmless day. He lives a harmless day, not harming anybody, but lives with himself. With a religious book or friend, Either he spends time with religious book or with his friend, with his true friend. So this is very much important, that we should spend time with books or with our true friends. We should not deal in flattery, we should not deal in vice, we should not deal in jealousy. We should be happy, we will be happy if we deal in good things, like reading books. As you have gone through in 11th, you have that poem by Robert Southey, that is the scholar. In that poem, Robert Southey, what did he say? He said that my never failing friends are my books. He also said that. In the same way, Henry Wotton tells that if you want to be happy and if you want to deal in happiness, you should follow this rule, that spending time with books, that is very much important. So, in all the stanzas, now we have learned that Henry Wotton wants to tell the qualities of a happy man. If you want to be happy, what qualities should you avoid and what qualities should you accept. Now, all these qualities which are told in the previous stanzas, in this last stanza, Henry Wotton tells that this man means the man having all the qualities which are told. This man is freed from servile bands. This man who has neither jealousy nor vice, nor he loves flattery, that man who loves books, spends time with friends, he is not indulging anybody's criticism. That man, having all those qualities, is freed from servile bands. That man is free. That man is free, not the slave of anybody. He is not the slave of anybody. He is free man, of hope to rise and fear to fall. He has neither hope to rise nor fear to fall. That man doesn't have the hope to rise. It means that when we hope that we rise, we become wealthy, we become rich, if we hope that, then what happens? That if unhappiness arises in our mind, care arises in our mind. If we want to be happy, you should not hope for the rise or fear to fall. That man doesn't have fear to fall. That man who is happy does not have any fear to fall. Failure is not important in his life. Neither is success. Lord of himself. He is the Lord of himself. He is the master of himself. He doesn't care about the world. He doesn't care anything about anything else. He deals in his own truth. He is the Lord of himself. He is the master of himself. God is in his heart. Though not of lands. He may not be having lands. He may not be having money. He may not be having much luxurious life. But he is the master of himself. He is the Lord of himself. That is very much important. Everyone, most of the people have many things in life, but they are not happy, because luxurious things, they do not bring happiness. They may bring wealthy things, wealth and each and everything you can get, but happiness is not sold at any shop. So you cannot get happiness. Happiness is only, you can only get happiness by accepting all the qualities and which are told by Henry Wotton. And in the last line, which is very much important line, and which this is the line which I love very much. And having nothing, yet he hath all. The person who is happy, person, he may be having nothing. It means that he may not be having luxurious life, big cars, a big house. He may not be having lands. He may not be having much wealth. But yet he hath all. Yet he is having all. What does that mean? That if you are happy, you have everything. You have contentment, which is very much important. Because if our own conscience is pure, then everything looks pure and everything looks happy. Having nothing, he hath all. The man who is having all these qualities which are told by Henry Wotton, if he is having all these qualities, whether he is having money or not, he is having all the happiness. That is very much important. Henry Wotton wants to tell that the most important thing in his life is happiness, which is how to achieve that by accepting all the qualities which are told by Henry Wotton. So we have gone through these stanzas, this poem, this lovely poem. Now let's go through these last three stanzas again. Who hath his life from rivers freed? One who wants to be happy, his life should be freed from the rumors, whose conscience is his strong retreat. His conscience, his own self, his inner self is his shelter, where he stays. Whose state can neither flatterers feed, whose state cannot be satisfied by flatterers, who is not impressed by flatterers. Flatterers, those who are praising him. Nor ruin make oppressors great, and his ruin, his destruction doesn't make oppressors great, feel great. Who God doth late and early bring, who is dealing in prayer, who prays God whenever he gets time. More of his grace than gifts to them, but he prays God for his grace, for his blessings, not for his gifts. And entertain the harmless day, and one who entertains the harmless day with a religious book or friend, he spends his time, but not in criticizing anybody, but with a religious book, either with a religious book or with his true friend. This man who is having all these qualities, all these merits, is freed from survivors. He is free from slavery. He is not slave of anybody else. Of hope to rise. He has neither hope to rise or fear to fall. Neither he has fear to fall nor he has hope to rise. Lord of himself, and then he becomes Lord of himself. Nobody becomes Lord of himself. Only by accepting these qualities one can become Lord of himself. Though not of lands. He may not be having lands, may not be having money, may not be having cars and luxurious things. But he is the master of himself. He is the Lord of himself. That man is happy. And having nothing, yet he hath all. In this last line, he is saying that having nothing, he may not be having anything like luxurious things, but he hath all. He has everything. Everything means that he has calm of mind. He has pure heart. He has honest thought. He has love. He has happiness. These qualities which are hard to bring in our life, these qualities he will be having. May not be having luxurious things, but these things he will be having. And one more thing which is to be noted is that in last line, having nothing yet he hath all, there is a figure of speech which is called oxymoron. Two opposite ideas are put together in oxymoron. So in last line he is having this, and having nothing yet he hath all, there is oxymoron also. We have recited the whole poem of Henry Burton. This poem, this lovely poem, this poem is very lovely and very much entertaining also. This poem gives us the idea how to be happy, and I really love this poem. When first time I went through this poem, I read this poem, recited this poem, I was transported with joy. I was so much full of joy, and I really want to accept so much qualities which are referred by Henry Burton in this poem. I just want to accept those qualities in me also. I don't know how much I can accept or not, but I want to keep that in mind. So you have gone through this poem now, you have learned this poem now, I have explained it. So thank you so much.